Hello and welcome live from NRF to the special retail podcast and ETAB Day 1 Recap. I'm joined by Simon, Head of Sales for the UK.
Yep.
Emma, Head of Marketing for ETAB Global. ETAB Central? No, what do you call it? ETAB Group, that's it.
And
I'm Group Global. Yeah, perfect. So what we're going to do, we're going to spend the next 15 minutes going through what we took away today, what was the sort of highlights for us. I know we had, Simon, I think you were looking at innovation, right? You were looking for key innovations and what you saw.
Yeah, I was looking for innovation, but also looking around what I thought the key trends were and how things would translate into the needs of retailers.
Fantastic. And Emma, what was, just out of interest, what was your focus? Was there anything that you were sort of keeping an eye on as you were going through the talks?
Yeah, I was focusing on the innovation and growth mainly, and the AI parts of all of it, the personalization. And of course, very interesting for me as a marketeer is that marketing is very much in focus now. So,
yeah, I mean, it was incredible. I think the scale you can see behind me, we're on level 1 mezzanine. Basically, to give you some context of the depth of how big this event is, the building behind the camera is where the main talks are. Behind me, there are 3 to 5 expo halls, depending on how you split it, on 3 different levels, again, depending on how you split it, and an innovation and food innovation, which is new for this year. So let's get straight into it. Simon, I'd love to know, innovation, trends. What did you come away with?
Well, I guess just mirroring what you say, the scale of the show is incredible. There's 6,000 booths to look at, so finding innovation is easy and really difficult of finding that gold. But I think for me, if you take the innovation zone, other than a 3D mannequin and a robot, everything else was AI. Every single stand has the word AI in. And also one of the trends that I see here is that there's lots of startups that have something really interesting but can't quite explain what that is.
Yeah.
So when they describe it on their stand versus the conversation that you have versus how I would describe it for the needs of retailers is quite different. So I've found that AI is a theme. I've learned some new words. I've learned about composable AI. That's a thing, apparently. And also...
What does it mean?
Do you mean you don't know? So composable AI is about how the connectivity of different things together, so connecting different parts of AI together into a single thing. And generative AI is mentioned quite a lot. And again, I had to ask, what do you mean by that? And that's about AI that can... Generative, yeah. And it's about being able to then create images or text as a base of AI, which is quite interesting. So I think that I found lots and lots of stands that have tried to elevate just talking about AI to try and add a few more words to add a little bit more value to it. However, I think what I have found is that the use of AI is covering so many different things. It's not all capturing consumer behaviour, but whether it's stock forecasting, replenishment, behaviour in store, footfall tracking, all about data. Everything I've seen today has a dashboard, and there's dashboard for everything. And I think that the clever thing is being able to take the use of that data, but being able to take it back into something that's actionable insight, which I think will be quite tricky. But definitely AI is the theme for the day for sure.
Yeah, I 100%. It's interesting. Is it? Do you think? Is it because there's a lot of technology startups who think, oh, I'm going to go and start selling to retailers, and that's why when you sort of say, give me a use case, then they're like, oh well, we can do stock replenishment. Tell me about that, and they're like, it's sort of.
I found it a lot. People explain something really well, and you ask, how does that change consumer behaviour?
Yeah.
And that's when it starts to crumble a little bit because they're not quite yet sure. And I think there's a whole lot of people that have invented something really cool.
Yeah.
And whether that really cool is something that translates into something that a retailer can use, or something that just becomes a flagship that's really quite interesting, I'll probably do one. There's a fine balance between those things at the moment. But yeah, it's an AI recurring theme, but not necessarily. It's not necessarily all about AI changing the world, but how AI can complement some of the things that already happen.
Understood. Emma, how about for you? What was like the main, apart from AI? But I guess the AI thing, we can't say apart from AI, because people watching this, are probably thinking about how do I use these. Yeah, so what was it for you?
For me, it was like you need to have the base first. You need to have the digital ground pillars like the CRM system, your data warehouse, your data management. You need to have everything in place first, and then you can go further and have the customer experience in the center of all of it. Yeah, you need to think through, okay, where can I do efficiency with AI? Where can I do staff less dependent on the staffing itself?
Yeah.
So you can focus on the customer experience instead of doing this repetitive task that we can use AI for. So that was very interesting. A lot of talks were focusing about how can we improve the customer experience and how can we automate with AI so we can have time to do the stuff that we are good at as humans, not that AI do.
Yeah.
So that was very interesting.
I think efficiency driven out of tasks being automated is 100%. But the key thing is, and this is depending on how you speak, you need to have a base to build on, right? You need your data to be there. You need to have had your supply chain needs to be in some shape of order, or your front of house loyalty program needs to have that data.
Yeah.
So I'm curious, Emma, did you have any talks on loss today? Did you see anything about loss?
Yeah, I did. There are, of course, still a big trend with the loss prevention, or trend, maybe a threat to all retailers, that we have these loss prevention issues. And they have also new names for it. They say terms. So it's now
Bad actor.
Yeah, bad actor. Yeah. When I first I was like, well, what are you saying about it?
Yeah, there's so many buzzwords right now about loss prevention. So you need to collect all of these and write them down to be on top of mind of these loss prevention solutions.
Is there anything as a marketeer that you're thinking, when I get back home, there's something I want to experiment with? Is there something that's like inspired you?
From the whole show?
Yeah, from today.
Yeah,
What's your inspiration from today?
Yeah, actually, it was the retail media part.
Okay.
I liked a lot.
Another big trend, no? Retail media?
Yeah. And that the marketeers lead the way based on their analysis and their data-driven campaigns, data-driven work through like Google Analytics. We have done that for a while within marketing. And now it's time for retail to step into that because of all these AI possibilities. Now we have sensors, we have the smart way of measure things. We can measure things based on all this AI smartness that we have now that I've been doing for a while. So now I think that, okay, what I know based on my work, I can apply on these retail things.
Yeah.
And we can basically think that a store could be like a website.
Yeah.
So
which has been the thing that I've been saying for years, make the invisible visible, right? And that's how you make your store operations and everything that you can't see become visible. I think Mark Benioff in the Walmart final keynote sort of summarized it when he sort of asked the audience, does anyone remember Minority Report, right? In terms at the moment when he goes into the Gap and, he's recognized, I think for me, the one thing that I noticed on a few of the trend talks that I went to is the fact that people who are already in your customer base want more and a bigger acceleration of customization. That threat to my privacy, I'm already there. I'm already bought into you as a retailer.
Yeah.
I want you to know me. I want you to offer that service to me. Yeah. And I think that was one of the big sort of stats for the day that's coming up. Okay, final thoughts. Son.
As much as today's been great, I think the thing that I was expecting to see more of that I haven't is around sustainability.
Yes.
I thought it would be one of the big themes that I would see today, and there's a sustainability corner.
Yeah.
But there isn't really the level of messaging that I would see about helping retailers be more sustainable. I think that's been something that's somewhat of a surprise to me, Tony.
Okay. Emma?
And I will bring the personalization, I think. Yeah, that we in the future will be so well known by the stores that when I walk in, they will already know what I will order.
Yeah.
So that's a really cool thing that I'm looking forward to. Okay, can they read my mind kind of with AI when I walk in, and they already have picked out the really nice theme of clothes and I can just choose and walk out. That will be very cool.
Yeah. I think retailers